The Wisconsin Badgers came into this season with high expectations. Well, things have not gone their way due to the cancellation of games and a tough loss in Evanston to Northwestern. They are sitting at 2-1 and as of now are ineligible to play in the Big Ten Championship game due to not playing enough games. But there have been some bright spots for the Badgers this season with the emergence of Graham Mertz and the Mertz to Jake Ferguson connection. But who is Jake Ferguson? In the Who Is series, we go through the backstories of up-and-coming collegiate and pro athletes. If you enjoyed these videos, leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If there's a player you want to see in future videos, comment it below. Jake Ferguson grew up in Madison, Wisconsin. His father, Brad Ferguson, played football at Nebraska, while Jake's older brother, Joe, played for the Badgers from 2013 to 2017. Joe, who was 4 years older than Jake, had always pushed him to do better. Jake told the Wisconsin State Journal in 2018, "He'd just dig into me if I dropped a ball and yell at me. So, I always said I'm never dropping a ball. I still don't like dropping balls because I almost feel like my brother will yell at me." Growing up, they had a tackling dummy in their basement and were always roughhousing. In youth football, kids were afraid of Ferguson in his age group. His grandfather told a story one time about the time Jake made another kid cry when he tackled him. Oh, I forgot to mention something really important. Jake Ferguson is the grandson of former head coach and current athletic director of Wisconsin, Barry Alvarez. Both Ferguson brothers love their grandfather, but they have said on multiple occasions that they are trying to create their own legacies. Jake Ferguson attended Madison Memorial High School, which is about a 12-minute drive down University Avenue from Camp Randall, where the Wisconsin Badgers play. In high school, Ferguson played both ways on the field and also played basketball and baseball at the school. During his senior year of basketball, he helped lead Memorial to the Division I state semifinals and earned third-team All-Big 8 conference honors. In football, Ferguson was a baller on both sides of the ball. During his sophomore season, he recorded 133 tackles, 22 tackles for a loss, 2 sacks, and 3 interceptions. During his junior season, Ferguson caught 63 passes for 991 yards and 8 touchdowns, while also recording 99 tackles and 6 tackles for a loss. He was named first-team All-Big 8 Conference as a wide receiver and linebacker, as well as All-Southwest Region as a wide receiver. During his senior season, Ferguson had 804 receiving yards and 7 touchdowns, along with 82 total tackles and 1 tackle for a loss. He finished his high school career with 1,795 receiving yards and 15 touchdowns on offense, and with 314 total tackles, 29 tackles for a loss, 5 sacks, 5 interceptions, and 5 forced fumbles on the defensive side. According to 24/7 Sports composite rating, Ferguson was a 3-star recruit. He attended the Nike Open and finished as the second best rated tight end at the event. He was the second best player in Wisconsin, 13th rated tight end in the nation, and 354th best player in his class. Ferguson received offers from Iowa, Iowa State, Nebraska, and Northern Illinois, along with having Notre Dame, Oklahoma, and Minnesota interested in him. Although there was not much doubt Ferguson would commit to the Badgers, he still did his due diligence and took visits to Iowa, Iowa State, and Nebraska. Ferguson committed to the Badgers on March 31st, 2016, and enrolled at Wisconsin on June 20th, 2017. When Ferguson first got to Wisconsin, he did not look like the usual blocking tight end. He was 6'5" and 210 pounds and had to block Leon Jacobs and Garrett Dooley in practice. Ferguson spent much of his time at Madison Memorial as a split-out wide receiver and spent the first year and a half as a Badger learning the proper techniques to play in a more pro-style offense. The coaching staff and Jake's Badger teammates realized Jake had a lot of potential towards the end of his freshman season. Joe, who was a senior when Jake was a freshman, told the State Journal, "Every time we had him in matchups, it was almost like a game rep towards the end of the year. It was just the accumulation week after week of him making someone on the defense look bad, including myself." Jake took pride in beating his brother in practice, often following it up with the taunting or trash talking you'd expect between competitive siblings. When UW turned to Joe to fill a larger role during the second half of the season, it filled Jake with even more confidence for his own future prospects. By the end of his freshman year, Ferguson was up to 240 pounds, but did not see the field at all due to the presence of Troy Fumagalli, Kyle Pennington, and Xander Newville, so he redshirted. In 2018, Ferguson caught 36 passes for 456 yards and 4 touchdowns. He started to show the playmaking ability he had in both practice and games. In 2019, he dealt with a thumb injury at the beginning of the season and was really one of the only healthy tight ends on the roster. His blocking improved significantly, but he felt his conditioning fell off. He played the second most snaps on the team, but felt he needed to put on weight. He told the State Journal, "I got up to 255 in like a week with just light beer and pizza. That's the only way I could that fast, and I just held it on there for a while." I was in horrible shape. Although Ferguson played more snaps, his numbers dropped. He only had 33 receptions, 407 yards, and 2 touchdowns in 14 games. He believes the drop in his numbers was due to his conditioning. As a result, Ferguson spent the offseason focusing on his nutrition and conditioning. He is back to 240 and says he has felt the best he has in a while. So far this season, it seems like the conditioning and nutrition has paid off. Through the 3 games the Badgers have been able to play this season, he leads the team in receptions with 18, yards with 181, and touchdowns with 4, and looks like he is one of Graham Mertz's favorite targets. Ferguson is rising up draft boards, and Walter Football has him rated as the 9th best tight end in the 2021 NFL Draft. If he continues to play well and show off his receiving skills, he may continue to rise, and if he decides to return to Wisconsin next season, it may help him even more. If Ferguson continues to produce the way he has, and if the Badgers had played in a 12-game season, he would have put up 724 yards, 72 receptions, and 16 touchdowns. It's been fun watching Ferguson this season, and I'm interested to see what he can do in the Badgers' remaining games if they're able to be played. If you like this video, check out my other videos in the Who Is series. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and remember to embrace the grind.